Hi mamas, and welcome to this pregnancy strength workout with a resistance band. This particular workout is safe for all trimesters as long as you feel comfortable doing the exercises. Typically, these are safe for abdominal separation and any pelvic girdle or pubic symphysis pain. But if anything is bothering you, just take a break for that exercise and you can join back in for the next one. So first up, we're going to start with just some Kegel breathing. So what this really is just getting the breath and pelvic floor working together. And with the belly, now it's a lot easier to really engage and feel the abdominal wall working as you hug baby in towards you. So if you start with a nice inhale, exhale, think lifting the pelvic floor and hugging baby inwards. Inhale to relax. The pelvic floor can soften, the tummy will relax. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. So inhale initially. Exhale, lift the pelvic floor. Hug baby in. Inhale, relax. And again. So this deep core connection can be integrated with every exercise that we do, which means that not only are you strengthening your legs, strengthening your arms, but you're also building that deep core stability, pelvic floor strength, and working on that whole body connection with the breath. Okay, time to get your band, and we're moving into the actual workout portion, but keeping that breath awareness in mind. First exercise is a deadlift. We're going to anchor the band under your feet and holding down on the band with enough tension to feel resistance as you're coming back up. So the elbows stay straight for this one. You're going to exhale and just come to stand up. Inhale to go down. Exhale to come on up. Inhale to go down. I'm going to turn to the side so that you can see. Starting from that bent position, coming up from your deadlift, heading back down. I like to aim for about 8 to 10 repetitions of those ones. And then we're going to do a bicep curl next. So you can do this with just a standing position. Exhale to bring the arms up. Inhale as you relax down. Exhale, hug baby to curl up. Inhale to relax down. Notice how the rest of my body is staying pretty static. I'm not letting myself sway or rock through this movement. If you want to add a little bit of lower body into it, you can come into a little squat position. Hold that squat as you do your bicep curl. We're not going for speed with these exercises. It's more about the control and encouraging that deep core connection and engagement through these movements. All right, back to our deadlifts. So hinging at the hips, grab your band a little bit lower down. The arms stay straight for this. And you're standing straight up. I like to think of pushing through the heels to press yourself up. Always leading with that intentional breath. And back to our bicep curls, either standing or you can do them in a bit of a squat. Okay. Now this is where you'll need something to attach your band to. I'm going to use this really sturdy bar table, but a vertical post or a door handle would work just fine. So see what you have to do this with. This next exercise, I'm going to come into a lunge stance. This actually feels comfortable for me with my pubic symphysis pain right now. But if it's bothering you at all, you can stay standing or just come into that slight squat position again. So for me, I'm going to lunge. Now we're doing some rows. This would be level 1 of the exercise. So the elbows are bending as I pull the band back towards my body. A progression from here would be to keep the arms straight as you pull your arms back past more your thighs. So this can be an exercise where I notice some coning on mamas. So just have a look down at your belly and notice, do you get a really pointy shape in the middle of your tummy as you do this one? If so, you may just want to stick with the bent elbow rows, which will be still working these muscles, but a little less pressure through your tummy. Okay, if you have been in a lunge, we're going to swap legs again. And remember, you can do a straight arm row if that's feeling comfortable and your tummy's not coning too much. Or you can do the bent arm row. And with both of these, we're getting some lovely strength through the upper back, the back of the shoulders. I can feel my legs working. And of course, the abdominal wall and the pelvic floor are joining in with every single movement. Next, we're going to come down into a kneeling position. And with this next exercise, I call them bow and arrows. We're going to encourage a bit of rotation and mobility through the thoracic spine. Hips and pelvis are going to stay pretty square on, facing wherever your band is anchored. And you're pulling just one arm at a time. So again, inhale is my preset. Exhale to pull. I'm letting my torso rotate a little. And I'm going to alternate with the other side. Depending on how much tension there is in your band, you could also do more of an extension and actually rotate and twist a bit further if it feels good for you. If this wasn't feeling comfortable in a high kneeling position, you could do it in a low kneeling position. You just won't get as much rotation as you do it. Okay. Next exercise are my crossbody rows. So you're going to hold the band, either one or both ends, depending on how strong your band is, just in one hand on the one that's further away from your anchor. Inhale to preset. Exhale to pull the band across your body. Then exhale to engage. Inhale to relax. And I like to think of the pelvic floor as being the first thing that comes on. So it's actually exhale, pelvic floor up, and then the belly can draw in. You do the other side. I have to turn around. And same thing again. You're pulling the band just straight across your body. Think about that thumb tracing a line from the front of one shoulder to the other. You can play with the position of your body in these ones too. If you did feel more comfortable in a low kneeling position, that's absolutely okay. High kneeling is going to get a little more work happening around the hips and the bum. You'll feel your legs coming in. And it challenges the core stability just that much more. Okay, turning back, we'll go through the other side again. So if you were finding that the high kneeling felt pretty comfortable and you want a little bit more challenge, you can bring the knees closer together, which will feel a little more wobbly and therefore require more work through the abdominal wall, through that deep core and pelvic stability. So same thing again. Exhale on the effort as you pull. Inhale to relax. If your band has a little bit more give to it, you could also try extending that arm out further. So you'll get a little bit more tricep and overall a bit more challenge through the abdominal wall. Pretty tough with two bands for me, but with one, it was a bit more doable. All right, I'm going to repeat again on the other side. So I'm turning around. Either just that pull across, pointing the elbow to the other side of the room, or if you feel up to it, you can do that pull and extend the elbow. All right. Okay, we've got another set of 2 exercises. If you're able to bring the band a little lower, that can be helpful. I know not everyone has this fancy coil on their attachment point, but we're going to do some offerings. So now we're facing away from the band, holding each end of the band in your hands, and you're reaching your palms up and forward to offer the band up. Again, you can see what position feels comfortable for you here, whether it's low kneeling, sitting cross-legged. Often I like that high kneeling position just because it's going to challenge that abdominal wall a little bit more. It can be tempting in this one to just lean forward or let the ribs lead the way. But when we let our body bow like that, we're losing that engagement of the abdominal wall and the six-pack muscles, which are so key for helping to protect or heal abdominal separation and diastasis recti. Okay. All right. Next exercise. Again, you can stay high kneeling. You can come to low kneeling. I find kind of midway with a bit of a hinge forward. Feels quite good. We've got some tricep pulls now. Okay. And come back to those offerings. And this time, if you want a little bit more work through your legs and your glutes, you can actually go from low kneeling to high kneeling as you do that offering. Remember to keep the ribs stacked and connected with the pelvis. They're not going to lead the way and flare forward. You'll be feeling some work through your quads, especially the front of the thighs. 2 more here. Okay, and then we're coming into our tricep pulls once more. So find your comfortable position, lean forward a little bit, and then straighten the elbows to pull the band up. Feeling that work at the back of your arms, and also working the abdominal wall again. All right, 2 more. All done, and then you can drop that band down. Now, your tummy and pelvic floor have been working beautifully through that workout, and I'd like to finish with a bit of gentle pelvic mobility, some rocking, some breathing, and encouraging the relaxation of the pelvic floor. So especially if you're doing this workout during pregnancy, absolutely, we want a strong, healthy pelvic floor, but we also need the pelvic floor to also be supple and relax enough to let baby out. So this is a really nice way to finish off any of your workouts through pregnancy. A little bit of rocking on hands and knees first. If it's feeling comfortable, you don't have to just stay in this forward and back plane. You could do some little circles with your hips. I'm drawing a bit of a U shape with my thumb. You could do a bit of side to side swaying, maybe getting into some of the deeper muscles of the groin if it feels good. Again, not pushing if it's causing any discomfort for you. And then resting down onto your elbows, soften through the back. And you can sit your bum back towards your heels a little bit. Enjoy a few deeper breaths here. And this particular pose has a lot of benefits, including getting the weight of baby off your back for a bit, which is nice. For me, getting baby off my cervix, which hasn't been feeling very comfortable. And then this shape mimics a deep squat position. So we're actually creating more space through the base of the pelvis, the pelvic outlet, which is where baby needs to travel through. So this position, if it's comfortable for you to practice, can be a really great birth prep position. You can hold it static as we were before. You can do a little bit more rocking in and out of it. If you don't love having your head down, you can come back into the straight arm or resting on an exercise ball to roll around in that position. All right. And there you have it. A little pregnancy strength workout, working the pelvic floor, the core, building that awareness and coordination with your breath. We got some upper body strength, some lower body strength, and a bit of relaxation and birth prep at the end. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below, and you'll find more information and further descriptions in the description of the video below as well. Bye.